the suburbs? Probably not. But long before spooky soccer moms and desperate housewives, there was a neighborhood whose homes were so scary, 2 classic horror movies were filmed there. In a small enclave in Southern California is a neighborhood of well-groomed, anywhere USA houses, each with their own charm. Beware, many of these homes have skeletons in their closets. This is the home where an escaped psychopathic killer named Michael Myers splashed his way into cinema history in John Carpenter's 1978 classic, Halloween. And across the street is where a young Jamie Lee Curtis had to fight the killer off to escape from peril. There goes the neighborhood. And talk about typecasting. When the producers of Nightmare on Elm Street were looking for locations 8 years later, they decided it didn't get much scarier than here. So with Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween filmed here, this neighborhood's definitely got a claim to real scary fame.
I think my home is a star. It's you know, a house that looks like it might be anywhere USA.
Part of what these movies are is to make a counterpoint. In other words, you're in a horror film, and then you look at a house, and it just looks innocent. It's just so friendly and happy sitting there.
We desperately wanted it to not be Los Angeles or any particular place, but somewhere that could be easily identified by the audience as maybe even their town.
Sure, who wouldn't want to live here? That is, unless you have a problem with Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger hanging out on your block. The producers of both movies liked this location for another reason, however.
An economic one, because the cost of building sets that were so elaborate, stairways and staircases and all, would have been prohibitive for us.
The Halloween house's cozy suburban vibe stands in stark contrast to the evil doings of a horror classic.
Well, this is a living room where the babysitter was babysitting, and there was a television going.
Annie, the babysitter, didn't even make it past the first reel. And when 2 of her friends stopped by for a visit and couldn't find her, well, they checked out the rest of the house. This staircase leads to the upstairs and to the bedrooms.
The girl had a little rendezvous with her boyfriend upstairs.
Of course, nothing ruins the fun like a sheet-draped ghostly apparition appearing in the doorway.
She thought it was her boyfriend in disguise, and wow, that's pretty creepy.
Needless to say, things don't go very well for this group of friends after that. By the time Jamie Lee Curtis pops over, she finds her friends gone, not to mention the furniture all rearranged.
The bed was actually where that armoire is now. So they didn't bring any props. You know, they just used what was here.
Using what was here was also why so many houses in the neighborhood got co-starring roles. In the movie Nightmare on Elm Street, director Wes Craven used houses that were across the street from each other. It made sense for budgetary reasons, but cinematographer Jacques Aitken believes it added to Elm Street's scary appeal.
We shot in here because we were doing the shots, putting our actress here and shot over her shoulder to the house across the street. You could actually see out this window to the other window there. You really felt that you were on the street.
Nightmare on Elm Street was such a suburban hit, it spawned 7 sequels. And, as if that weren't enough, Halloween also had 7 equally horrific sequels, all shot right here. So if you plan to take a trip to Los Angeles around Halloween, forget star maps and the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Instead, you just might want to tour the average neighborhood to catch a glimpse of these classic American horror film real homes. That is, if you're not afraid. Coming up.